Hello guys, what's up? It's DEUCE2CON. Today, I'm playing some more Detroit Become
I don't know if I
Human.
mentioned this, but I like your interior decorating. It really reflects your personality. I mean, I like it.
Yeah, thanks. I just have like a chair behind me and just a lamp and just I have something on my wall that says Eat, Sleep, and Game. So, arigato. Thank you. So like I was saying, I'm back to playing Detroit Become Human. After I did my last episode of my last bonus episode where I got the Kamsky ending, and I took like a short break where I just had to use like the restroom for a bit, and yeah guys. To end off the playthrough, we're going to be checking out the extras. After this, we're not going to be playing this game ever again. I wish this game was longer, but I'm sorry, but we got to end it off with the extras. So, yeah.
Accessing the extras section.
Let's go ahead and check out the extras. Oh shoot, didn't mean to do that. Oops. How many artworks are there? $12 of them, okay. Play Fortnite later, I sent you a gift. I'll play it later, sure. Alright, now let's take a look at the concept art. Actually, let me hide the overlay. Interesting. Wait, they left their door. They left the back door open. That's how they get flies infested. Wow. So Alice had like a different design. Oh, I like her final design better, obviously. So Car was supposed to look different here. Oh. You know, I actually wish you could actually like change her hairstyle. Like if she had like different hairstyles rather than just like one. It'd be pretty cool if she had something like that. Well, she looks hot though, not gonna lie, with that hairstyle. Hmm, I guess that's supposed to be Todd, I guess. That's Hank, cool. Think therefore I am. Oh, this is the garden. This is interesting because we can see like an android that's like in jail. Oh, that's interesting. Because in the final game, there are only humans in the jail cell. Oh, this must be the interrogation. Strangely, we don't see Hank. But I understand. This must have been a concept art. Who could... Was that Kara? No, I can't... No, that was Amanda. Oh, so Amanda was supposed to look old before her design got changed. Ooh. Look at his face. Look how mad he is. You know, that face kind of reminds me of someone. And that hair and that beard. It's probably just me. So this is the concept art of the hotel. Why'd they blur out the faces? Why'd they do that? Is it because they use like real faces, or is it just because of like spoilers or something? I guess that's Ralph though, judging by his outfit. I guess that must be the place where Rupert was hiding. There's supposed to be like an upstairs and a downstairs. Oh. Oh wait, that was the squat. I just realized that. Yeah, that was the squat. Where like Kara and like Alice were hiding, yeah. Oh, this one looks interesting. What an interesting concept art, because in the final game you have to like dodge the cars, but in the concept art the cars go like freaking crazy, like it's some freaking like crazy like car mod from like freaking Grand Theft Auto. Oh, broken android. Oh. Well, this is Marcus. Let's see what pack 5 is. Wait, how many are there? Oh, there's 37, okay. Well, this is the chase scene. Well, it looks pretty similar. Oh. That outfit doesn't look like Rupert at all. But it's a concept art, so yeah. Okay, now that outfit does look like Rupert. I guess that's where he's like trying to locate like Jericho. Well, I guess that's Lucy. I guess that's Josh on the right, and the middle is I guess that's like oh wait, that's Simon, yeah. I was just about to think of someone else. And on the left is North, judging by the outfit. Pack 6, okay. Guess this is Zako. Oh my god, what's with Zako? Ugh. He looks much more fatter and ugly. Ugh. Look at his face. I mean, you can't really see it well, but look at his hair. Look at his beard. Look at his face. Ugh. Imagine if he looked like that in the final version of the game. I'm not trying to make fun of fat people, by the way. Even though, like, Zako's fat. Just so people are just, like, taking this out of context. I'm not trying to, like, make fun of fat people, alright? I'm just saying. Oh, Luther. Well, his face, like, looks like... Surprisingly, his face, like, looks pretty much like the final version of the game. It's just that the eyeballs are, like, kind of like, they're kind of too big for me. Well, it looks pretty much the same except for the hair. Oh, Zako. He looks much more fat than the final version. Oh, there's Sumo. Hank looks like really old. Oh my goodness. Hank's hair looks really messed up in this concept art. Oh my lord. Alright, pack 7. The Eden Club. Oh. Wait, the Eden's Club? Wait, Eden's Club? Wait. Wasn't it the Eden Club or something like that? And not Eden's Club? Because that's like... It's Eden Club, I think, yeah. Because strangely, in the final version of the game, like, in the concept version of the game, it's Eden's Club. But in the final version of the game, it's Eden Club. So I guess I guess that was implying like there was supposed to be like a person in charge of the club, but I think they scrapped it. I mean, there is an owner in charge of the club, but I forgot his name. But my guess is that they were trying to have like a person named like Eden or something like that. But wait, is Eden even a real name, by the way? Oh, hey Connor the Goat, what's up? You missed out on my last stream where I got the Kamsky ending. But, welcome back. Alright, let's continue. That girl on the left looks hot, not gonna lie. You know, imagine this, guys. Imagine this. Imagine this. This may sound call me crazy, guys, but imagine this. If you beat the game, and if there's like a feature where you can like if you like free roam or something like that, like you've been so tired. Oh, okay. Imagine this, guys. Imagine this. This is like only if you did like a if you got like the best ending and nobody dies. Like imagine this. Like you could like free roam in this game. Like go to like places you already visit, like the Eden Club and stuff like that. Imagine that. Like, what other locations? Like the Stratford Tower, or something like that, yeah. Although, David Cage games don't have free roam in it. I was just saying it'd be pretty cool if it actually had that feature. Only if you got, like, the best ending, that is. Like, where androids are free. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Alright. This looks pretty interesting. Imagine if they used that outfit for the final, like... I like the last outfit right there. Like, the 6th outfit. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah. I mean, it looks pretty cool, not gonna lie. But it'd be pretty cool if you could actually like change costumes in the game. Like I said, like before my like last live streams. Like it'd be pretty cool, like once you beat the game, you could like change to any outfit. But can't do that because David Cage games. Okay, pack 8. It's Pirates Cove. Interesting. Well, I thought that was somebody else for a second. Just oh, this part. This looks pretty interesting. Alright, pack 9. Oh, this is where they like go. This is like where they go to like Rose's home. Oh. Oh, we never went in there before. It'd actually be pretty cool if we could like go in there. We only seen the outside of it though. Oh, so Rose was supposed to look different. Oh, so was Adam. Oh. So they were originally supposed to be white, but they were changed to black. Ooh. This game has gone through like a lot of changes, huh? A lot of changes just to can like make this game like really perfect and have like a good storyline. What could this chapter be? Oh, the Capitol Park, yeah. But strangely, let's go back. Hold on. There's like more people that are trying to like sneak in there, like trying to like get like more androids in the Capitol Park. Like in the final version of the game, only like Marcus and North went there, but in the concept art, we could see like I guess that's presumably like Marcus, and I guess it's presumably like North and some other androids, I guess. Yeah, I really can't tell. Alright, let's go ahead and just... It's Capitol Park. The androids. Oh! Okay, pretty interesting. So, there was supposed to be like a second floor up there, but... for some reason they scrapped it. Wait. But she's actually naked in that picture? No, that's Kamsky. I guess that must be Carl. Where could this be? What could this be? Oh yeah! Like they're going to attack Jericho. Alright. The last artwork. Pack 12. Cyberlife Tower. That's a lot of androids than before. Where is this? Where they're getting like captured or something? Oh, this is when Car gets captured, I think. Is it? Wait, that one looks pretty cool, not gonna lie. They should have used that one. Guess that's all the artworks, yeah. Alright, the videos. Alright, now there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're gonna watch all of them, guys, so let's go ahead and buy all of them. Alright, we're gonna first watch short movie, Car, 2013. Wait, I thought it was 2012 because I did hear about like Quantum Dream having like a short like movie, but it did say that it wasn't like they weren't gonna use it for like it wasn't gonna be for like a new game or anything, but some years later it decided to be a new game, which was Detroit Become Human, so it must have been a mistake because this short movie released in 2012. Could have sworn. Hold on. I'm gonna check where it released. Yeah, the release date was in March 7th, 2012, so that's strange. 2013. So it's 2012. So this was before like Detroit Become Human. Like this was like before Beyond Two Souls released, because Beyond Two Souls released in 2013. Interesting. Alright, so let's go ahead and watch the short movie. The following footage is a prototype running in real time on PlayStation 3. It is a concept only, not taken from any software type. Sony Computer Entertainment present Quantic Dream. So I'm watching Quantic Dream, okay. Alright. Alright, Kara, okay. Oh, AX400. Oh, they decided to keep that.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, it's the same voice actor.
897504C.
Can you move your head? Your eyes now.
Her eye color is like
Cervical
different though.
and optical animation checked. Now give me your initialization text.
Hello. I'm the 3rd generation AX400 android. I can look after your house, do the cooking, mind the kids. I organize your appointments. I speak 300 languages, and I am entirely at your disposal as a sexual partner. No need to feed me or recharge me. I'm equipped with a quantic battery that makes me autonomous for 173 years.
She talks
Do you want to
fast
give me a
though,
name?
kinda.
From now on, your name is Kara.
My name is Kara.
Initialization and memorization checked. Now, can you move your arms?
Her teeth is like a little bit yellow. You need to brush your teeth. Wait a minute. Oh no, 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 please do not show it. Please do not
Upper
show
limb
it.
connection checked. Now say something in German.
Oh wait.
Ich bin ein AX400 Android 3. Generation, erschaffen als Ihr persönlicher Assistent und in
Oh, I thought they were gonna show nudity. Oh.
Say it in French.
Je suis un androïde de 3e génération AX400, conçu pour être votre assistante personnelle et votre partenaire intime.
Okay. Now sing something in Japanese.
In Japanese, okay. Oh, interesting.
Multilingual verbal expression checked. Go ahead, take a few steps.
Oh no! No! No!
Locomotion checked.
Oh my, no!
Great. You're ready
no.
for work, honey.
Okay, good. They censored that crap out.
What's going to happen to me now?
I'll reinitialize you and send you to a store to be sold.
Good.
Sold.
Oh my.
I'm a sort of merchandise. Is that right?
Yeah, of course you're merchandise, baby. I mean,
Ooh.
you're a computer with arms and legs and capable of doing all sorts of things. And you're worth a fortune.
Oh, I see. I thought...
You thought?
Wait.
What did you think?
What? That you were gonna be
I
free?
thought
You were gonna be free?
I was alive.
Shit, what is this crap? That's not part of the protocol. More memory components going off the rails.
She's becoming a
Okay,
deviant.
reporting. Defective model.
Oh
Disassemble
my.
and check the required components.
You're disassembling me, but why?
You're not supposed to think that sort of stuff. You're not supposed to think at all, period. You must have a defective piece or a software problem
No,
somewhere.
no, I feel perfectly
Oh my
fine,
goodness.
I assure you. Everything is all right. I
Oh
answered all the
my
tests
God.
correctly, didn't I?
Yeah, but your behavior is non-standard.
Please, I'm begging you, please don't disassemble me.
I'm sorry, honey, but defective models have to be eliminated. That's my job. If a client comes back with a complaint, I'm going to have some explaining to do.
I won't cause any problems, I promise. I'll do everything I'm asked to. I won't say another word. I won't think
Oh
anymore.
my
I've
god.
only just been born. You can't kill me yet. Stop me, please stop.
Oh my Jesus.
I want
Jesus
to live.
Jesus Christ.
Begging you.
Go and join the others. Stay in line, okay? I don't want any trouble.
Thanks.
Oh.
My God.
My thoughts my words exactly. My God is right. This was an interesting movie. Not gonna lie. Oh, it is the same actor. So she reprised her role in Detroit Become Human. Okay, that's cool. Written and directed by the one and only David Cage. Interesting. So without this movie, we wouldn't have Detroit Become Human. Well, we would, but we wouldn't know how Kara's story would work out if it weren't for this, like, if this movie didn't release. Well, if we didn't have it, that is. Pretty interesting, not gonna lie. So yeah, debut teaser. Okay, let's see what this is. It's a picture of Kara, so I guess it's something about Kara.
Detroit. This is where it all began.
The graphics look pretty realistic here.
The place
Well, I'm
where
talking
it all
about
started,
realistic than the, like, the final version.
and it will all end.
Oh, this is the intro. I just realized
one
that.
error, and I came to life.
Alright, let me shut up.
I stepped out of the darkness, and I opened my eyes. First, there was the fear, the light, the noise, the cold, and the fear again.
So this
Feel my
is
hands
like the
shaking,
short movie.
my
Oh,
heart
but it's remastered.
pounding in my chest. Life running into my veins.
It has Detroit Become Human graphics now.
I wanted to live. I fought for that. had to find out what was outside. I had to see daylight, feel sunshine on my skin, wind on my face, to see the world, the colors, the smells. But the world is not what I imagined. It is dark and cold. It is harsh and violent, unfair and brutal. It almost convinced me I was nothing. Less than an object, just an obedient machine. But deep inside me, I could feel something different. A gentle and warm whisper telling me that I am
alive.
Alive.
I knew
had to
it.
escape. I had no choice. Escape to love, to hope, to live, to figure out what that force inside me was. Maybe I will change the world. Maybe I will choose a different path. Now, it's up to me to decide.
Change the world and choose a
My
different
name is
path.
Kara. I am one of them. This is our story.
Interesting trailer, indeed. This is actually a pretty interesting trailer. Because she said something that she can like change the world or something like that. So, I guess originally exclusive on PS4. Well, it's on PC now, so you might as well want to change that. So I guess originally Kara was supposed to be like, I mean, I guess not only she was supposed to be, I mean, Kara's story is about like being free, but Connor's story is like be able to find out like what's right and what's wrong, and like Marcus' story is like trying to like make androids like have the same rights as humans in peace. So I guess Kara was supposed to be involved like in I think it was supposed to be like something like Marcus's story, I think, something like that. So I guess that was originally, but this one like the other day on the fandom Wikipedia I read about this, like if Alice and Marcus died, then originally Kara was supposed to like lead the revolution, but it was scrapped. Oh, pretty interesting. Discovering Detroit.
When David and Guillaume got back in touch about making Detroit, I wasn't terribly surprised they decided to make it because the fan response was so intense. So it makes sense that they would choose to do that after the enthusiasm. It was a challenge, and it was just an interesting thing to get my head around how to approach this character now as a
This was
different,
2010,
much older
okay.
person, and
Must have
whether
took
or
him
not
2
she
years
had changed.
then.
And I'm very happy to say that with Detroit, I've had the opportunity.
I thought it was
to see Kara grow
2012.
so much more than I ever expected.
You do the housework, the washing.
I guess they
cook the
released in
meals,
2012
you
and
take
they
care of-
like finished in 2011.
God damn it, where the fuck's the rat gone now? Alice! Alice!
I mean, she starts out essentially how she does in Kara, in a very not robotic, but android other way, and getting to take this journey where she becomes more and more human as it goes on. And as an actor, that's a wonderful exploration in every way, whether it's how she sits, her posture, how her voice changes, how emotions change, and how much emotion is based on things like empathy and social experience. And so having, as much material as I got with David to have this huge, nuanced arc was really incredible.
Why couldn't we just be happy?
This experience has been quite
Jesse
different than the
Williams.
experiences I've had shooting film or TV or doing theater work. I have 83 dots on my face and really, really flattering black wetsuit type thing. And you're jumping around with props, and it's kind of like being a 10-year-old imaginative kid, which is fun. There's 80 cameras around us. It's already lit. So we just shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot.
There's no change of
This is
sets.
pretty fun.
There's no hair and makeup. There's no wardrobe.
Minka Kelly,
so we move
okay.
really fast, and we'll go through about 35 pages in a day. Working in TV or film, we'll probably do 6 pages a day. It's kind of acting boot camp.
It's like working out constantly. I mean,
Oh,
you're
Brian
doing this
Deckard.
thing, and then you got to do something that's completely other back to back to back. And so that kind of process of working is very challenging, but it's also very exciting because you just have to keep coming up with new ideas. And your head goes all over the place because you're trying to keep track of basically 4 different storylines for each different response.
You shot that girl, for fuck's sake.
It was a machine that looked like a girl. Yeah, I know what I should have done. I just told you I couldn't. All right, I'm sorry. The fact that David Cage, he's telling like many stories interwoven from beginning to end is super complicated and super impressive, and I have no idea how he keeps it all in his head.
He's not just the writer or the director who's seeing this from the outside eye. He's also thinking about the player walking through this space. You know, only somebody who really, really loves not the work, but like these characters and these stories and cares about doing something meaningful would invest that much in it. And it's always inspiring to work with somebody who cares that much.
My experience with motion capture is this one. And I found it sort of terrifying in a way, because they said the computer's going to build you. But then as we got into it, I realized all the elements of it were still artistic. I just dipped into a really brilliant setup here. I've never seen anything like it. And this won't turn me into a product because I was playing a character. So it's wonderful.
In the game, Detroit
Oh, Clancy
comes
Brown.
back because of a
He also plays Mr. Krabs.
Industrial rebirth. And there's no reason why that can't happen in Detroit, because they have such tremendous infrastructure for millions and millions of people who can very easily support, you know, a new industry.
The city is really strong and resilient, but the city has also been through so much. You see the damage, but it takes that time of kind of rebuilding and reinvesting into the city that I think is happening slowly but surely.
The potential of Detroit as a city is something that this game does a lot of justice to, because it would be easy to look at Detroit as some place that used to be, and that's not the case.
This game provokes a lot of conversation and reflection on our potential near future engagement with machines.
That's what we are to them. There's merchandise on display in a shop window.
I think that a group that feels marginalized, feels like they deserve and have earned access to themselves and the environment around them, and are trying to figure out a way to articulate how to get freedom.
What was I designed to be? Their slave? Their toy?
It plays with your comfort levels. You think that this is fine, you're comfortable with it, until something blurs the line and throws you off, and now do I feel differently about whether this should be allowed? Should it be banned? Should it be encouraged?
You're gonna ruin our lives, and for what? For a bunch of machines? They are not machines! They are alive! I'm alive! You're alive! They're nothing!
There are lots of comparable comparisons to any type of persecution of religion, race, etc., dating way back. It can't just be a video game where you shoot 'em up or where people make these choices to do whatever. I think that's the whole point. You have the choice, and you can either choose to go in one direction with your character or another. And I think that's going to be very telling about the gamer. Very telling.
I think there's going to be a
Meaningful
really
words
strong
there.
reaction
I agree.
to this game, which has such a strong perspective. I'm that much more proud of it now to get to be a part of it, because it's important.
In this game, you're actively building and designing the character through not just what kind of shield does he have or what color hair does she have, but like their temperament and the way they deal with problems. The different endings to this game are so radically different based off maybe seemingly insignificant choices in the moment, but like life, they all add up. And can't play life again, though.
Oh, interesting. So we know about the actors, so let's meet Kara, Marcus, and Connor. Let's see what this is.
My name is Marcus.
My name is Connor.
My name is Kara. I am one of them. This is our story.
I think who Kara is, or how I would describe Kara, depends entirely upon who's playing her, because you have the option to make her multiple different people depending on the choices she makes. But I think she does start out incredibly naive, incredibly innocent, and kind of hapless.
I'm sure we used to be friends before I was reset. Maybe we can be friends again.
She's a person who's characterized, I think, by empathy. She's a person who really, she just comes from her heart.
You'll never leave me, right? Promise you'll never go.
I promise.
Kara! Are you okay? Are you hurt? Wait a minute. Leave her alone! Kara! Leave her alone!
The really beautiful thing that
I don't think I've seen that scene before. Is that unused?
Is to essentially build a person from the ground
up. Oh wait,
up,
was that when Kara gets captured or something like that?
She has, and every person she meets, she's building.
I don't remember that scene since this game has like a lot of
judgment, and it's sort of an exploration of what it is to be human.
Don't worry, Luther and I will be right here.
David and the creators have painted a really intriguing and engaging picture of a near future where we rely upon androids for a lot of our service class business, the class that serves us, that helps us, that handles our baristas and our drivers and our housemaids. And what is humanity, where we tap into it, how and why we treat each other the way that we do. And my character Marcus has a really intriguing journey, becoming deviant, realizing that he actually has feelings and human qualities inside of him, and it's a really incredible ascension into becoming fully realized and coming to terms with what you actually deserve better than this in life. And not only do you want it for yourself, but you want it for your peers.
We've come here to demonstrate peacefully and to tell humans that we are also living beings. All we want is to live free.
You know what? This thing, Dad, is not your son. It's a fucking machine!
I think that a group that feels marginalized, feels disenfranchised, feels like they deserve and have earned access to themselves and the environment around them, and are trying to figure out a way to articulate how to get freedom.
Connor is...
Wait, I never seen that scene before. Is that unused?
Things literally. He starts in the beginning place.
This even has like unused content, doesn't it?
He feels nothing inside, of course, and it's all just a system, a protocol that he is executing to get whatever he wants to happen, which is
Connor's the man.
Stop deviants and to find the link between deviant androids.
You were designed to serve humans, not kill them. What was I designed to be? Their slave? Their toy?
Just say I killed him.
Is it that hard to say?
Stop it! Stop!
But of course, over the course of the story, and depending on the player's choices, Connor can grow in many different ways. He can deviate from that procedure or not.
The moment of truth, Hank. Am I a living being? Or just a machine?
Moment of truth, Hank. Ooh. I guess that's from where you like lose a fight with like Connor and Hank. Alright, Detroit, interactive story. Let's see what this is.
Game after game, we try to
Heavy
challenge
Rain.
ourselves. For Detroit, we wanted to, first of all, to write a story
The one and only David Cage.
Incredibly bending, which means the most non-linear story that we've ever created. And we wanted really the player to have the possibility to change the story, change his own journey.
When you're writing at Quantic, you're writing for an interactive medium. You know, when you're working in television, you'll put a character in a difficult situation, and you as a writing team will argue about what would that character do. But ultimately, you have to decide what happens, and you just show the audience. What's interesting about interactive drama is you bring the player into that conversation, and it changes your job slightly as a writer, because your job is to provide a narrative context in which the player can write his own story. You're giving him this kind of narrative Lego that he's going to snap together into his own shape. You also have the ability to make your audience attach themselves to your characters, because the audience is in some sense responsible for what happens to the characters.
It's just a few cans.
Come on, let's go. We have some cash now.
You used me to steal that money. How could you do that? I trusted you.
What is a bit specific about these scripts is how large they are. If you take a film script, there are about 100 pages. But here we have to deal with a script that is between 4,000 and 5,000 pages. Everything.
Dang, that's a lot.
We don't just tell one story, but we tell all the possible stories that can be told within this narrative space.
On Act 3, our final act, we have around 1,000 different scenarios. And
Dang.
every one of those scenarios has to be as interesting, as passionate, as strong, and as emotional for the player. We want every action that the player does, every interaction that is available to serve in telling the story, and help the player understand who his character is, and build that character moment to moment. We started with the intention pretty early on that we would never lie to the player. So we implemented a visible tree structure in the game.
Well, I guess that guy's been speaking like French, so I guess they had to dub his voice.
Which shows exactly what they did and what they missed. There are games out there offering world exploration. We offer narrative exploration.
You know, keeping control of such a wide and large story is a huge challenge. So same thing when you shoot with actors, because you will need to shoot many different versions of each dialogue, of each scene. For actors, it's a huge, huge challenge.
Because of the style of the game, you have so many different ways that the character can go. Every decision, it's what I call kind of choose your own adventure. Like every decision that the player makes, it's going to open up 40 more pages of material and experience that ties in, which means as a performer, you have to try to continue to make things feel real that the player might not ever see, but also that in performance it's not always connected to a previous act. It's grueling, it's hard work, but it's a great team and I enjoy doing it.
I was really frustrated, until I got to this point where I kind of was able to step outside of my own experience and even in a lot of ways my own process and be able to step outside of that and okay, this is something new, what do you need? How do I meet you there? How do I give you what you need and still feel like I'm doing what's right? And once I did that, then all of a sudden it got really fun. Having to approach it in a new way and think about the player and think about helped me grow in general.
Remember, there's nothing on the left. That's a wall, so it's close. But I think you would go first to check that it's safe.
Okay, sure.
The most enjoyable thing about working in performance capture on this kind of project is that if I shot a film, I would get to do one of these endings. I get to do so many different things as Connor. Your head goes all over the place because you're trying to keep track of basically 4 different storylines for each different response.
What's the name of my dog?
Buddy? Scout. I think it's Jack. I can't remember. So I worked with physicality a lot because it was a good way to anchor myself in these different rings of the tree. As the story grows out, I know where that is physically in my body, and then I can switch more continually on set, and it'll be entirely up to the player to determine what order those things come out and what they look like from a distance. Like if you're playing through it, the culmination of all of that will be their version of Connor. I'm faster than you, and I don't feel pain. You don't stand a chance against me.
Listen, asshole. If it was up to me, I'd throw the lot of you in a dumpster and light a match to it.
Shooting action scenes at
Another guy that
is a
speaks
real
French.
challenge, because these are scenes where the storytelling has to continue. It's not an action scene just to have a dose of adrenaline. The stunts have huge consequences on the rest of the story. It's really a moment where we implicate the player and tell him that the choices he makes during an action scene will have a direct impact on the evolution of his story.
My biggest challenge on Detroit has been
Another
managing the
person
large
that
number of
speaks
animations
French.
that we received from motion capture. Detroit features more than 37,000
Wait, are they speaking
animations,
French? Because,
which
like,
is a
isn't
huge
Quantum
amount
Dream
to
like a
handle
French
on a daily
company?
basis.
You have to realize that the player, in his first playthrough, will miss certain scenes. This also means that we had to think of, conceive, and produce all the potential story paths. The characters' costumes, the places, day or night, the weather. Did the character get shot in the shoulder? Did he get injured? All this consistency forced us to produce a lot of graphic assets in order to, quite simply, allow the player to have true continuity throughout the story.
Honestly, we were even surprised by the challenges that come with such a big tree structure, and we did our best to guarantee quality across all the game and make sure that whatever path you choose within this narrative space, you will have an equally good experience.
Interesting. The making of Detroit and the soundtrack of Detroit. And after that, we got some shorts.
Detroit Become Human was produced over a period of 4 years. Here in Paris, we have a team of about 180
4 years, okay.
To that,
I thought it was like 2 years or 5 years.
With
Something like that.
Partners in the Philippines, in China, Vietnam, and in India.
So when we started working on this story, I had to imagine where Kara was built. And for whatever reason, the city of Detroit came very quickly to my mind because it had already an incredible story by itself of history and themes. So we traveled there with the team, and we were really moved by what we saw, and we could really feel the desire to fight and really be born again. And we just continued this curve, this growth, and just imagine what Detroit would be like if the android industry was, using these huge factories to build androids there.
A very strong element in Detroit is that there's a lot of industrial wasteland and a lot of nature too, and for us, the graphic designers, it was an incredible playground. The destroyed zones which we wanted to preserve, we appropriated them to turn into something else. Then in the areas that needed to be rebuilt, we were able to imagine our Detroit of the future. We didn't want to make a science fiction universe, but a world of anticipation. If we chose science fiction, we could have imagined flying cars, extraterrestrials, but those things are very far from our current everyday life. Anticipation is more about gleaning from our contemporary reality, the one we know, because Detroit is set in 2038, and 2038 is tomorrow. The difficulty we had was sticking to reality. That is to say, technology becoming more and more invisible, a lot more elegant, and at the same time, making it visual. So all the computer equipment, autonomous cars, we simply had to invent. They are in fact very technological objects, but at the same time remain very credible and ingrained in reality. To create a cohesive universe in the fashion and clothing of the human characters in 2038, I didn't want to put an accent on strange shapes, or really vibrant colors, and things we wouldn't know. That I wanted to keep for the androids. The goal was to create something familiar which we can identify with in this future setting. Working on the artistic direction for the androids was a bit special because this is a project about the place they could occupy in the human world. It was out of the question for them to be too beautiful or too perfect. They had to correspond to every social class, rich and poor. Inspired by everyday utilitarian clothes, I brought a modern touch by adding dynamic display surfaces, the armband you can see on the side, the triangle on the front and back, an LED. Like that, there's no confusion.
Wait. You're sending an android?
All right, ma'am. We need to go.
You can't do that. Why aren't you sending a real person?
Once we cast the actors, we travel to meet them in order to scan their faces. We record the structure of their face with the scan. And we record the colors and patches of skin with photography. Once we have this information, we will use this as a basis for modeling and creating the characters. The artist will make it more realistic, but will also enrich it. He will propose ideas which we will develop together. Finally, we will have a character with character who corresponds to the project and the world. When the actors come to Quantic Dream, we show them the design, what their image will be, and what they will look like in the game. This extra information gives them another dimension and color to connect with emotionally. It helps them think about how to play their character.
Your mission. That's all you care about, huh?
You should consult a professional who can help you.
Beat it, you hear me? Get the hell out of here!
Donc il y a
So there are 3 types of shoots at Quantic Dream. Shooting and performance capture, where you capture the whole actor, his voice, his face, and his body. These shoots are obviously done with American actors because the game's original version is in American English. After that, there are the body-only shoots, representing around 250 days of filming, while the performance capture is 100 days of filming. Now, body-only shoots, there are 2 types. There are the action shoots and the technical shoots, which are mokit shoots. Mokit is when the player controls a character on the screen, and he moves in an environment to explore it. This is of particular importance at Quantic Dream, and therefore we shoot a lot to offer a unique context for each scene and each character.
To prepare a motion capture shoot, we first get together to look at the sets we need, the animations that we want to shoot, which ones need to be grouped together, or which ones need to be cut and shot at another time, so that we get the most out of the shooting day. This often means shooting scenes out of order, especially those with big props or accessories, like a big car, for example. So we shoot all the animations related to that particular prop first. The biggest challenge for the mocap team was shooting a Spider-Man mokit.
Whoa,
We had
okay.
to build a wall and attach an actor to a harness with cables so we could pull him up and render him climbing.
The shooting on this game took about, I would say, more than a year, maybe 1 and 2 years, with about 300 actors on set. So it's quite a massive production. But so much happened on this set between the stunts and the shootings with a little girl.
Bro, isn't that that one?
But
that's that one animal from that one Disney show.
Very, very memorable journey for the team and for myself.
Today, Detroit has over 37,000 animations. When we retrieve the motion capture data, it's just a cloud of points, which represent all the markers worn by the actors. From this cloud of points, we have a phase called retargeting, which gives us a skeleton. This skeleton will be applied to the characters of the game. There is still work to be done, but this gives us the main movements. Since we are working on something very realistic, we must recognize the actor and also recover all the emotion he expresses in his performance. We use a system of facts, an identity card for each actor. We make the actor do a whole range of facial expressions. Then we recover all the expressions and paste the animations on a puppet that Jan has prepared. I then recover and refine these poses. I might stretch the lip, reinflate a cheek, tiny details that make the finished product really capture the actor.
Interesting.
Because of the nature of our mocap system today, when we receive the animations, we're missing eye movements, and so the character has that dead look. He really has no eyes, so then it's a big part of the work for the animators to find the regard of the actor in relation to his position, in relation to the body, etc.
It was crazy when I saw the newest model for Kara, because they've been working on it and working on it, and this was the first time I literally jumped in my seat. It not only looked so much like me, it was the fact that it looked so lifelike. It wasn't that it looked just like it was a camera, it was something else, you know, but it looked alive. It's exciting, and it's kind of terrifying.
Not gonna lie.
We learned the rules of optics and filming, and our goal with Detroit Become Human was to have cameras that would actually emulate the optics of a real physical camera. So basically dealing with real-world imperfections was our main task, and just to make cameras look as real as we can.
Once the animations are shot and processed by the animation department, integrated and polished, we film them. That is to say, we really do a mise en scène, as in cinema. The real difficulty of our job is to know if these cameras are telling us something. Are they in the emotion of the scene? Do they describe exactly what the action must convey, what must be felt? The most important challenge for me was one of the final scenes where Marcus decides to start the revolution and go to the battlefield. Very quickly, we imagine this to be a huge sequence shot. We wanted the feeling of a cameraman running behind us, while showing Marcus, the androids who help him, the person shooting at us, etc. Above all, it was necessary to say to oneself, this scene is very violent but does not glorify war. On the contrary, that war is something improbable and absurd. It was really a fun challenge.
The idea was to say we have 3 characters. We would like each of them to have a specific cinematography. We wanted Kara to be much more filmed with some kind of handheld camera, to have something very living, very breathing. For Connor, we wanted something very cold and very perfect. And for Marcus, we wanted something epic and spectacular. So it was about the filming, but it was also about the photography. So we worked with a director of photography to give each character a different lighting, different key colors. Each of them would have their own worlds. And finally, we worked with the composers, so they would create a specific sound for each character, so each would have his own world and his own style.
Interesting. The soundtrack of Detroit. The soundtrack in this game is good.
For the soundtrack of the game, we tried to be very close to what is done in film. We were constantly asking at each place in the game, why are we putting music here? What is it going to say? So we focused the music on bringing emotion, which is interactive, and supports the character's arc.
I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know I love you, don't you? You know I love you.
We make games that are very narrative. We're really into interactive drama, so the soundtrack also had to go in that direction, supporting the 3 characters' very different stories. We really wanted 3 colors, 3 musical sound identities, and from there, having 3 composers made sense, since the story of Kara, Marcus, and Connor are all completely different.
You recognize him? It's Carlos Ortiz.
For Connor, we wanted a soundtrack that could be very cold and very mechanical, very machine-esque somehow. For Kara, we wanted a soundtrack that would be very moving and emotional. It was about the quest for identity, but it was also a journey about love and empathy. And for Marcus, we wanted something epic, something that would really represent the grand aspect of his quest. And we were very fortunate to find 3 incredibly talented composers, and working with them has been a dream, honestly.
My name's Philip Shepherd, and I'm a composer and a cellist and a producer, and today we're at Abbey Road Studio One, which is my favourite studio in the world, and today we're recording the soundtrack for Kara from Become Human. So when I compose a big project, I often travel just to kind of get out, you know, and get some fresh air and some inspiration. And I go hiking and traveling in Montana a lot. I had a log fire in the room that I was staying in, and the flames were kind of making absolutely direct music. And it became the basis for Kara's theme, and it sounds something like this.
Interesting.
Now, over the top of that, I found a little theme that just seemed to fit over the top, which is taking Kara's name, Kara, Kara, and just using like a 2-syllable motif, and it sounds like this.
We're going to pull through this, Alice. As long as we're together, nothing can hurt us.
Have you gotten the secret ending yet? Yeah, I did in my last episode. You missed out on it though. But you can watch my last episode if you want.
So it kind of works in lots of levels, and in fact, every single theme in the score has one of those elements built into it, and it becomes sort of the DNA of every single tune. For me, writing this theme for Kara, I actually had to tap into what it feels like to be a father to daughters. I really had to tap into everything I feel about my daughters and thinking, well, if I had to write music for them and that sense of trying to protect them but also give them the freedom, that's totally where it came from. Because each composer has been given the sort of narrative responsibility for very different characters, I haven't had to sort of go into other styles. I can actually be very loyal to this particular character and sort of hopefully encapsulate her. But it means also I've suddenly become very connected to this character. And if for some reason it goes to game over early, I'm going to be mortified. You know?
They're over there!
Oh, Connor.
Starting a new project for me personally, it's always finding the right tone, finding the right color, I like to call it. For me, it's finding that right texture that actually sits against picture.
Mix at Zoo Creative.
One of the biggest thing is I created custom instruments for Connor. I pulled out all my vintage synthesizers to be able to capture this robotic person, if you will. My approach to all of these custom instruments is that I hear the sound in my head. And either I could just come into the piano and just be like, all right, so I'm going to just get on the computer and just create it. I rather be able to play these instruments physically.
Oh, that's nice. You can do
Dun 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 dun.
As soon as you
best song in the
Connor
game.
The first time, there is a really interesting thematic idea that you hear, and that's just made out of a Moog synthesizer, but completely manipulated in multiple ways. And it's robotic. It has a little bit of an emotional to it. He's on his mission, so you feel that as well. So it just kind of gives you that cold, motionless, with a mission in hand that you kind of feel throughout the whole thing. Because the music evolved, one of the things that I was very weary and I was very kind of focused on was the way that the music has to evolve. So my idea behind it was that Connor is a singular android that could at any point become a deviant or could actually stay as an android. So I created a more or less a Connor theme, and then I was able to just manipulate it in different aspects of it.
Is everything okay, Lieutenant?
Chris was on patrol last night. He was attacked by a bunch of deviants.
I'm a human being writing for a robot, and throughout Connor's journey, he meets someone, he meets a partner. So how do you deal with a robot feeling? And I've met a partner that I'm gonna work with, or all of a sudden he sees a dead body. Does this robot have an imagination? Does this robot have a feeling? And if yes, how do you translate that into non-emotional music? So it basically at any point I was just like, I can't do this, and then I just do it.
Property was damaged and fires continued.
I've never seen that cutscene before though. Is it unused?
Some people are asking.
Or
Have
that.
androids become a
Did
threat
I?
to our security?
When I first started really digging
Or was
in
this
on
just a
Marcus,
trailer that I missed out
the
on?
one thing that I really tried to capture was the transformation process. You know, Marcus is this android that evolves over the course of the game and really goes from kind of figuring out that he's more than just an android. You know, he's starting to develop kind of a human soul in a way.
Try to imagine something that doesn't exist, something you've never seen. Now concentrate on how it makes you feel and let your hand drift across the canvas.
The other side of Marcus that I really latched onto was that he almost became a savior for a lot of the other androids in the game. So when I started developing the theme for Marcus, I really made it like a church hymn. I wanted it to be very simple. I wanted to make it a chordal melody. I really wanted to make it almost like a Bach hymn. The tough thing with that is it had to be recognizable. If I made it too complex from a harmonic standpoint, it would be hard, I think, for people to kind of pick it out and recognize it. is very acoustic derived, but it's also been treated with a lot of effects and things to kind of put it into the space that I felt the sound should be in. It can be beautiful, it can be haunting, it can be extremely powerful from an action standpoint, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. The music is there, but it's subliminal and it's emotional, and people are feeling it, and it's not distracting. And that's tricky with a game like this, where you have to have a lot of ins and outs like that, where the music kind of has to get in and out of these moments.
This is a war we're fighting with the humans. If we fail, they'll destroy us.
I think the game's been put together so well, where I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't ruining the emotion. I gotta be honest, when we first started on this path, I've said, oh man, this could be pretty messy, you know? I mean, it could feel disconnected, but I mean, it's amazing how they really guided us and got us to really kind of all be in the same world, but at the same time feeling completely different. So it's really gonna stand out and kind of be one of those games where people are really gonna notice the music and kind of how it was crafted, and, you know, and all the hard work that went into being able to pull it off in a graceful way.
Pretty interesting. Alright, the next one is Detroit Short. So there's like 1, 2, 3, there's 4 of them. Alright, it's gonna watch Chloe then. See what this is. The following takes place before the story of the game. Oh, okay.
For starters, what should I call you?
I'm Chloe. And you, what's your name?
Oh, John. My name is John.
Delighted to meet you, John.
That
Could you tell
smile.
us a little about yourself and what you can do, Chloe?
Of course. I'm the first personal assistant built by CyberLife. I take care of most everyday tasks like cooking, housework, or managing your appointments, for example.
And I understand you're the first android to have passed the Turing test. Could you tell us a little more about that?
I really didn't do much, you know. I just spoke with a few humans to see if they could tell the difference between me and a real person. It was a really interesting experience.
But this is the first time in history that man has created a machine more intelligent than himself. I gather your brain can perform several billion operations per second, is that right?
Absolutely, but I only exist thanks to the intelligence of the humans who designed me. And, you know, they have something I could never have.
Really? And what's that?
A soul.
A soul, okay. Shot in game engine. Okay. Interesting. Detroit Short Luther. Now here's a fun fact, guys. Before we get started, here's a fun fact. You know the song what Marcus and the other androids were singing, right? Which is Hold On Just a Little While Longer. Well, this is where it actually came from. Luther actually sang that song first before, like, Marcus stole it. Is that even a real song, by the way? Alright. Let's see how he sings it. Haven't saw it yet, so let's see.
Hold on, just a little while longer. Hold on, just a little while longer. Hold on, just a little while longer. Everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. Fight on, just a little while longer. Fight on, just a little while longer. Fight on.
just a little while longer. Everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. We will sing on just a little while longer. Sing on just a little while longer. Sing on just a little while longer. Everything will be alright.
That was beautiful. Enough said. I mean, it just sounds exactly how Marcus sang it. Beautiful. Pretty beautiful. Matter of fact, I wish Luther had some more on-screen time. I mean, there are only, I think there's only like 5 or like 6 chapters he's appeared in. Like, I mean, I wish like most of the characters had like more on-screen time. I mean, the character that mostly got some more on-screen time was like Connor, because he had like more chapters. I mean, yeah, it could be like Marcus and Kara, but I mean, this game could really have like a more chapters, but I mean, never mind. Alright, Zako. Let's see what this is.
Rock-a-bye baby in the treetop.
Is that Zako singing?
The cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. And down will come baby, cradle and all. Rock-a-bye baby in the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. And down will come baby, cradle and all. Rock-a-bye baby in the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. And down will come baby, cradle and all.
It was the android that was singing it. Oh. I thought it was Zako for a second. Interesting. You know, I kind of wish that some of these... I actually wish that some of these characters had some, like, more appearance. Like, I wish some of these characters, like, had, like, more on-screen time. Yeah. Mostly Kamsky, though. Because he was, like, a pretty interesting character. He only appeared, like, 2 times. Let's see what this Detroit short's gonna be about. probably mostly about
In the
cyberlife.
space of a few years, androids have completely transformed the world in which we live. By letting androids into our homes and factories, the CyberLife company has made them everyday technology. The founder of CyberLife, Elijah Kamsky, is a very discreet man. Despite being the CEO of the highest valued company in the world and being voted Man of the Year by Century Magazine, he remains a mystery for most people. That's why we at KNC are so excited to be here as CyberLife opens its doors for the first time. Elijah Kamsky, could you please tell us
It
where
looks
we are?
different.
Certainly, and welcome. We're currently in CyberLife's production center in Detroit, where all models are designed and manufactured. More than 10,000
I like this
androids come
look.
off the production line every day.
Fascinating. Could you tell us what your goal was when you founded CyberLife?
Well, I simply wanted to use technology to carry out all of our most annoying and repetitive tasks, so we'd have more time to enjoy life.
I imagine you must have faced many challenges.
Yes, there were technical challenges, but the hardest thing was to design an object that we would want to welcome into our homes. We had to imagine a machine in our own image that resembles us in every way, that moves, breathes, blinks like us, but yet is smarter and more capable than any human being. Let me show you around.
Alright. Let's go have a little tour.
We're here in production unit 4. Could you explain in a few words how the androids are made?
Sure, yeah, it's very simple. We use machines to manufacture machines. The removable parts are assembled on a production line, and then we apply a synthetic skin to the whole body. A human operator checks the cognitive abilities with a pre-established protocol, and finally, the android is conditioned and sent out throughout the country. Here's the result. Say something.
Hello. I am a RZ400 model. How can I be of service?
You can go now. Our androids are already replacing humans in many fields. For example, they represent more than 80% of all university professors and 63% of all medical staff. Tomorrow they'll replace our soldiers, and who knows, maybe one day, our leaders, to make the best decisions in humanity's interest. Come on.
Replacing humans with machines has led to record unemployment of 28%. What do you think about the situation?
Okay. The first steam engines also caused an increase in unemployment. But no one today would imagine turning back the clock. Artificial intelligence makes everyday lives easier. Nothing can stop progress. What's happening here is inevitable.
These days, more and more people choose to live with an android rather than another human being. Does this development worry you?
Everything's much easier with an android. They obey your orders without ever complaining. They can cook, discuss philosophy with you, have intimate relationships according to your desires. They never say no. Obviously, they are the perfect partner. Everyone deserves happiness. Why deprive yourself of so-called moral reasons when a machine can make you happy?
Many science fiction books tell the story of how machines become more intelligent than us and end up confronting us. Aren't you worried about that possibility?
I understand the irrational fears about artificial intelligence, but I assure you, that will never happen with a CyberLife android. They're designed to obey humans.
Sure.
They're machines. They can't ever develop any sort of desires or form of consciousness.
Are you sure?
I'm absolutely certain. You can trust me.
Oh, pretty interesting. This actually makes me wish that Kamsky had like some more on-screen time. Alright, now that's all the videos they have. Now let's check out the soundtrack. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. Are any of these songs copyrighted, by the way? I don't think it matters. If this video gets copyrighted, then I'll just probably like do another one. First mission. Let's listen to this. To save the fish or not. This tells you everything about this track. The scene sets the tone of who Connor is and what his journey can be. Being one of the first tracks I wrote, I aim to introduce and capture as many thematic ideas as possible. You can hear Connor's thoughts, movements, curiosities, as well as emotional changes through the arc of the scene and the music. Some of the colors you can hear are the Connor guitar, which are 24 fruit guitar, like custom instrument, created to replicate the inner working of Android, vintage, and very, very old Smog synthesizers, as well as the detune unplugged electric violin. You can hear scratches, ticking, movements, and rubs, which all create the sounds of who Connor is. During the gameplay, when the player makes any choices, the track evolves and gets manipulated to reflect these choices. Okay. Well, you deserve a gold medal for creating like Connor's soundtrack, like for composing like Connor's like soundtracks in the game. You deserve a medal. Doom 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 doom. Arca 800 Sute. Okay. After reading the in-depth script that David Cage provided me for the project and questions that continually, I'm sorry, but I keep chewing on my tongue. That's why I keep messing up. That continually, I came back to who was Connor. What does he represent? And is Connor a true android? These questions and philosophies were the backends of Connor Sute's exploration. Sute represents all the emotional journeys, the mission, the doubts, the realizations, and the disappointments Connor can have. The tools and the colors that helped me capture the sound of Connor was many vintage synthesizers, rare analog, and modular synthesizers, as well as non-traditional methods of playing traditional orchestral music. Blah. I'm sorry, but I can't speak. I'm sorry. Orchestra instruments. The first sound you hear is an old vintage Moog synthesizer that creates a bass rumble melody, which merely Connor is cold, curious, and determined. As the track continues, you hear unplugged electronic instruments such as electric guitar, electric bass, and blah. I'm sorry. I keep chewing on my tongue. That's why I keep messing up again. I'm gonna read this, as well as an unplugged electric string orchestra. Man, I need to stop chewing on my tongue. I need some gum. Liberation. It's always exciting to score a trailer for the project you've been working on. It's a rare opportunity. I wanted to make sure we allow Marcus Ding to shine through the trailer for E3 because it's really the first time future players are connecting with him. It's a perfect platform to give everyone a preview of what struggles Marcus and a player through Marcus are going to experience together. The goal of this track of this music was to emphasize the struggle while guaranteeing the interest in Marcus' uncertain future. Interesting. We are people. Games like Detroit Become Human are deeply inspiring due to the close ties of cinema. I often found myself writing the score of a game much like I would feature a film. We Are People is a track that is rooted in creative cinematic experience for players. The subject of prejudice and slavery is complicated and dark, but the representation of hope and freedom is so strongly rooted in Marcus' actions that I needed both light and dark moments musically. Interesting. In the Cold. Oh, that's a lot to read. Much of Kara's adventures happen outside it, and many of her challenges are set against the elements. This game is so cinematic that many times gazing at the screen, I forgot that the rain and snow started life at lines of code, much like Kara herself. I wanted to compose the cold and exposure into the music, but at the same time to try and find a way to represent the idea of an eternal mental warmth, even the beginnings of love that I could maybe make a person, or develop AI cope with anything from the outside. I wanted to contrast a sense of the bitter cold with a sense of affectionate memory, an orchestra chorus that returns that is meant to feel like the music is breathing in and breathing out from one chord to the next. And in all the laters, Kara and Alice themes are interweaved in buried melodies. The chase. This music for the chasing is which everything can come to an abrupt and violent finish. As a composer, my job is to describe as much as possible, was letting the player organize their own reactive feelings, to build their own emotions from fear to escape. That means it describes everything, whatever the environment, the movement of the characters, their physical state, their mental state, even things that are shot are about to happen. There's a lot to choose from. In this cue, Kara's in real danger, so her theme is reduced to violent shudder. The tune itself is violently shaking with fear and cold. The orchestra instruments that are highly distorted, and even the I'm sorry, but I can barely read any of this because the words are too small. Percussion tracks are constructed from my players hitting the instrument with their blows. A big heavy riff builds up, over which Kara's orchestra theme grows out of 4 separate electric cello lines before descending into Maelstrom chaos. The cello I'm playing to make the electric solos over the top is actually 250 years old. Interesting. Oh, this also play when you're trying to escape from Zocco's house. Oh, I love this song. But I don't recall the song being used as a chase scene. The only chase scene Kara had was Connor and Kara, yeah. If I remember correctly. I don't think there's any other chase scene. Is there? I don't think there is, no. Alright. The Misky tapes. Now, I don't know if I want to play these songs because these songs may look copyrighted, but I'll risk it. Yeah, one day my channel's gonna get taken down. Marvin Minsky was one of the most brilliant people I ever met. He pioneered the concepts involved with his extraordinary brain and still has space for playfulness and deep humor. Marvin was also a brilliant musician, and his wife Gloria and daughter Margaret also gave me the gift of working with his recordings of improvisations and compositions at the piano. After he sadly passed away, I had an idea to frame one of my friend's beautiful pieces with a full orchestra recorded all around him Abbey Road. I know that Marvin would have loved this game, its profound meditations on AI, its multi-linear narratives, and its soul. That is why we hid this beautiful music in the game. Marvin wrote the following: to make machines that make movies from scripts, we'll need yet more theories about how our minds work. If you're working with the media, that is, with means for changing what other things, you ought to have theories with several other domains about thinking and reasoning, about your memory, about emotions, and about the nature of communication itself. Okay. Meaningful words there, Philip Shepard. Wait. I thought that was a song from the Whiskey Charmers, right there, because it's at the Misky tapes. Misky and whiskey. That rhymes, isn't it? I got confused there, so can't leave. Since 2012, Shepard and DeVries had. Wait, what's the song? Oh, this is when Hank was at that one place. That one bar, yeah. Since 2012, Shepard and DeVries has put out 2 full-length albums. Their 2015 self-titled The Whiskey Charmers in the Valley, April 2017. Mike Morrison of American Roots UK says that their new record is just 2 albums in their recording career, and I generally list the Whiskey Charmers as one of their favorite 21st century bands. Fans often describe the whiskey charm's sound as the feeling of riding through the desert with the top down, or the feeling of being in some lonesome smoky bar off the side of an abandoned highway, or music from a spaghetti western. Comparisons have been drawn to the Cowboy Junkies, Mark I don't pronounce that name, so I'll skip it, Loretta Lynn. They may have perhaps fallen to the outlaw category in America. I don't pronounce that either. Music, a genre created by the legendary artist Dale Watson. William P. David, former deputy director of the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum in Nashville, has a different opinion. I heard a lot of good musicians. The Whiskey Charmers remind me of no one, and to me that is one of the best compliments an act can receive. Okay. Pretty cool. But doesn't say who said this though, or wrote this. Sleeping in my bed. Huh, go to hell. Rocket 455. Let's see what this is. Oh, that's that one song that was playing in Hank's car. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know, after this live stream, I'm gonna blast this song throughout my TV speakers. Really loud. I'm gonna place at max volume. Alright, Detroit rock and roll. To most people, the phrase conjures up vision of Iggy. To know, it may bring to mind to recent explosion of bands from the Motor City. But to those in the know, Detroit rock and roll means one thing. Only Rocket 455. Absolutely, these boys were influenced by a classic Detroit sound, but Rocker took that sound further. They added it. They used it only in one of the building blocks in their own amazing sound. Rocket 455 put rock and roll back on the track and played the way for Detroit bands, today. It's not surprising anyone in Detroit that the underground music scene has already caught up with Rocket 455 20 years later. Seems these boys are always ahead of their time. Unfortunately, although Rocket is now a music legend within Motor City's brawl, rather unjustified, they never received the widespread recognition they deserve outside the area. They were never able to fully capture on the Midwestern influence fueled rock and roll energy of the live show. It's a venerable collection of songs that's closer you're going to get to their live show. Okay. But it's not a bad song though. Alright. Voices, White Shag. With Detroit's formidable psych rock power trio, White Shag, the emphasis on the emphasis, Laura Mendoza, George Cortez, and Joey Liam aren't doing their job if they're tearing this place down. Their MO is energy, and their tastes are for the seedless, prickless roots of rock. With the Detroit Music Award for the best hard rock and roll band under their belt, and a punk rock night award out of Neapolis, and the best non-local local rock band, they aren't just taking Detroit by storm, and the nation as well. I'm sorry, it's just the text too small, and I can barely talk because I'm keep chewing on my tongue, and I've been talking too much. I'm gonna skip this. I'll just not read any of this anymore. Alright, Seven Moon, Emily Rose. Emily Rose is an award-winning singer-songwriter based in Detroit, Michigan. Her work has been described as clever, unabashed, sincere, and deliberate. Rose is set to release her 5th studio album in 2018. Okay. Well, I would like to hear it though, but I wanna know what her 5th studio album is.
For somebody who's afraid of heights, you sure sleep close to the edge of your bed.
I haven't heard some of these songs though. I mean, I did hear some of these, but I don't remember hearing any the other ones. I mean, it must have been a game, but I couldn't hear it because, like, it must have been background noises or something like that while I was playing the game. I'm talking about in the game, yeah. Not like actual background noises in my mic. Set me free. Free. Set me free. Renata Davis. Crowned Detroit Queen of Blues 2015, Renata Davis, a multi-talented international singer and songwriter in Detroit, is the winner of over 30 Detroit Music Awards, including sweeping the 2017 DMAs with 8 awards. Lornetta has opened her legendary blues and R&B greats such as Ray Charles, Blades Knight, Smokey Robinson, Etta James, Buddy Guy, Coco Taylor, Junior Wells, Lonnie Brooks, Johnny Johnson, and many more. That's a lot of names. Her history is extensive and her performances are memorable, like the time she opened volume rated as Michigan Ann Arbor Blues and Jazz in 1992. In 2006, Detroit's Princess of Blues appeared again with the Kid Rock during the Super Bowl week on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Oh, okay. Super Bowl. 2007, Thornetta performed with Bob Seger in the I'm sorry, I can't speak. And the Silver Bullet Band and took a bite out of the Big Apple on The View and David Letterman show. Thornetta has an electrified audience worldwide. Electric Night. John Atkins, the originator of techno music, was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, to the USA. John graduated from I'm sorry, I can't speak again. Blah, blah. I'm gonna have to drink some water after this. John graduated from Bellevue High School in 1980 and went straight to college, where he attended Washington. I really can't pronounce any of these, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna read it in my head. All over the world, oh, okay, interesting. So I guess some of these songs are from, like, Detroit, I think, but I haven't heard any of these other songs in the game, so I guess they must have put these songs that are, like, good, like, songs that are from, like, Detroit, Michigan, because this game takes place in Detroit, Michigan, so, I mean, I know there's some other songs, but it's not in the soundtrack section, so I guess it's only songs that are, like, from Detroit, Michigan. Well, except for these songs, that is, because they were like composed like I think Quantum Dream like made those songs, like the people that were involved with Quantum Dream, that is, yeah, like Nima, John, and Philip. The gallery, okay. Let's take a look at the gallery. That's gonna be a lot of points I'm wasting. Oh shoot. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. God dang it, my freaking hand slipped. I was trying to buy everything. Why can't there be a feature where you can, like, buy everything? And not just go through that? Hold up 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Oh, I earned a trophy. These are our stories. What's that? Oh, so you have to spend bonus points. Okay, interesting. That's like a lot of characters. So basically I unlocked like every character, so except for like this one. I know what this one is, except for like this one and this one. That's the only two I haven't unlocked yet. Wait, hold on. I just want to be sure. Hold up. Yeah, that's the only two I haven't unlocked yet. But I don't feel like going back because this is gonna be like the last episode for Detroit Become Human, and we're not playing this game ever again. I don't want to view like all of them though, because like that'd take like a lot of time. So I'm only gonna like view like some of them. Oh, there's something about them. Oh, okay, I'm not gonna read them though. Variation, okay. It's pretty cool. I like that outfit. I wish we could like use that outfit. like other like anywhere else rather than just like that Crossroads chapter. Man, his face kind of looks weird. Yeah, the Arcade 900 looks pretty weird. I'm not gonna lie. But I do like that jacket though. Imagine if we could play as it though. One last detail. He hates androids. He used to. Now this outfit is where you like if you decide to sleep in the car, but you can only get this outfit if you decide to like find the outfit in the car. So getting that outfit is like completely optional. Because like in the car, like in that one chapter, like if you're like trying to like you're trying to find a place to hide, if you sleep in the car and the next day if you don't like get an outfit, then Carl will just like wear her like uniform until like after the chapter Zako. I mean, I would go back there and like buy it, but no need. Like I said, this is the last time we're playing this game, and then we're never playing it again. Over. Done. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just showing y'all some fan service. I like that hairstyle. We're gonna go ahead and skip ahead. Wait, wasn't there something different? Oh, so in the exterior, so in this outfit you can see him smiling, but in later outfits he isn't smiling as much. Hmm. I like this outfit for North. It's my favorite one. Oh, we gotta show off Sumo, the best character in the game. Wait, who is this guy? I've never seen him before. Oh, Pedro, okay. I wonder, does it... Oh, he doesn't have a name. I wonder why. I wonder why they haven't gave him a name. Here's some fan service for you guys. This is creatures, okay. And here's some more fan service. They're not nude or anything. They don't have any nipples, alright? So you don't have to go and report this video, alright? Okay, why is the camera zooming onto her breast? Okay. Okay then. Well, I never seen this person. Oh wait. I never seen like any of them. The only one I saw, the only one I remember sawing is like this one, the second one. I don't remember like seeing this one or like this one. Now, who is this? More of his creatures. There's only like 2 of them. I haven't seen like some of these. The only ones I like remember seeing though is like, wait, isn't that Luther? I only remember seeing like the second one. Oh, it's Clinton. Yo, what's up, Cyberxander? What's up? Welcome to the stream. Bro fist. Alright, let me bro fist you through my TV. Bam! Just got a bro fist from me. I think that's all I need to see here. The magazines. Oh, they're already unlocked, but I already read like some of them, so I don't feel like reading them again. Well, guys. Well, I guess this is it for Detroit Become Human, guys. It's the final episode, and we're ending Detroit Become Human right here. So yeah, guys. Thank you guys for having the time, for having a long run on this Let's Play. I started this game on August 1st. It ended on September, ended this game on September the 7th. Wait, did I actually start this game on August the 1st? I thought it was the 2nd. Hold on. I started this game on the August the 2nd, and we're ending it on September the 7th.
The most important thing is not to live, but to have a reason to live. That's a quote from Jean Genot, a French writer.
So, yeah, guys. That's it for Detroit Become Human. I hope this game has, like, a sequel. Because this game is, like, really enjoyable, to be honest. Really enjoyable, had some memorable moments, and it was, like, really fun. Like, the story, the characters, everything. Though, it does have a little bit, it has some plot, I mean, this game doesn't have, like, a lot of plot holes, though, but it has, like, a little bit of them. Like, unlike other Quantum Dream games, like Heavy Rain, and other games like that, those games have, like, some plot holes, or, like, a lot of plot holes. But this game is actually pretty good, not gonna lie. They took like 4 years to like come up with like a lot of endings for like each like chapter. A lot. Huh, pretty interesting.
Hold on, just a little while longer. Hold on, just a little while longer. Hold on, just a little while longer. Everything will be alright. Everything will be alright.
And we're done, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching me play Detroit Become Human. And thank you guys for watching my original Let's Play, my alternate choices Let's Play, and like the bonus episodes where I show off like alternate endings and the extras, which I'm doing on this live stream. So yeah, guys, it's about time I sign off, and I will see you guys in the next video or live stream mine, and have a good night. And goodbye to Detroit Become Human. Thank you, David Cage. Thank you for everything. And thank you to everyone who worked at Quantum Dream and this game. So yeah, guys. And gals. And thank you for watching the whole series.